I'm Ryan,
I'm Julie.
and this is the stories we leave you. Okay. Body image. For it or against it?
What the? Well, you can't be for or against body image. It just is.
I'm against it.
You don't think
I
we should
pay no attention
we
whatsoever.
shouldn't have any images of our body?
Lies.
Any ideas about our body?
Our bodies are beautiful vessels, or just bags of skin, holding in bones and organs and blood. Yeah, I guess what sparked this topic was we're trying to break that cycle of body negativity to our kids. Did you directly have, we'll get to my side of things, which I'm sure my mom will be so excited to listen to this episode. But did you have any influences over how you looked from your parents or your grandparents, or did it just come from your friends? Or
Like when it came to commenting on my body and the size of it or things like that?
I mean, okay, we'll start from when I was little. I basically heard from my mom how she didn't like the way she looked.
Mm-hmm.
She always thought she was too fat, or her hair looked some sort of way, or really it was how heavy she was. Because growing up and looking back, yeah, my mom was not the tiniest of people, but that trickled down from her mom, instilling this body image negativity where you weren't thin enough, pretty enough. Every time I can remember, as far back as any new friend I would meet or talk about in front of or to my grandma, it was always, oh, that's nice. Are they cute? And I remember, like, as I grew older, I was like, that's such a weird question.
That is a weird question.
And my relationship with my grandma, I would push back on her. And I remember asking her once, I was like, I don't know. I don't look at them in a way of, oh, you're cute, I'm going to be your friend. Like, what? And it would always throw her off because it made her think, like, my grandma was a great person, but I'm just like, why is that your second question
Yeah.
or your first question?
When our kids have friends, I'm like wondering, are they
Good people.
Do they follow the rules? Do they treat you nicely? Are they respectful?
Are they getting you in trouble at school?
Exactly.
How many detentions have they
Not
had?
once have I been like, how much do they weigh? Is their face pretty?
Are they cute? What do their parents do? Do they have money? And I mean, that's generational upbringing, I guess. And I don't know how her parents were. My grandma grew up in the 30s and 40s, and it was a different time. But yeah, so that trickled down on my mom. So my mom had body issues her whole life. And the stories I had heard from my mom are that my grandma was horrible with her, and always commented on her body, this and that in front of her friends, and all that trauma that happened to her.
And I just want to throw out there right now, in case your mother does listen to this or my mother listens to this, we are not faulting you for that. It is the way each generation was raised. They didn't know better.
Mm-hmm.
And every generation, I think we're trying to do better and not continue those things. So this isn't to put hate on the grandmas or the moms.
No, it's not a therapy session.
It's just the
hate on our
facts.
parents. Yeah,
It
it's
is
just the
what it
facts. So that trickled down onto my mom. So as long as I can remember, my mom has never been happy with, I feel, how she looks.
Mhm.
And another disclaimer, this is not about getting the facts right for you. It's my perception,
Right.
our perception of what we saw growing up.
From our perspective,
Our perspective.
you are welcome to come back and tell us that is incorrect, but please just know. This is our perspective.
So in my mind, my dad never had an issue. I remember, we would joke around because my dad was like a human garbage disposal at one point. It was just like, oh, you're done with your dinner. I'm like, give it to dad, have finish it. Because he didn't want to waste it. But he never seemed to gain weight. He's always been the same. And my grandpa was always the same. And I remember my grandma always looking the same. And my mom fluctuated big time. And she'd go on these bouts of really into her workout videos and not, and then rebounding back. And, so I grew up in an environment. Now, this was the 80s and 90s, so it was all like, oh, low fat this, and we didn't have social media, so it was just commercials and TV, so that was our influence. And I don't really remember a whole lot around nutrition in terms of like, yeah, we learned about the food pyramid and this and that from school, but I don't remember it being so present in our house or anywhere else, really. Being healthy just meant eating low fat.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people would agree, like, that was the epitome of the 80s and 90s. Low fat this, low fat that. And then all of
Mhm.
a sudden it was like, oh, no, no, no. I remember one time my mom, I don't know if I was in high school or college, and she was like, low sugar is better than low fat. And I was like, what is the difference? I don't get it. So I do remember, like, my mom can cook, and she did cook, but when my dad traveled, which was a lot, he is the cook. He cooks meals and he tries to balance them out. And now being a parent, I think easier was better
Mm.
for the mental load and responsibilities. So that's what I get. But my mom like had just a few things she knew quick and easy to cook, like tuna noodle casserole. I remember we had specific, not like days of the week, but it was like special nights where we would get like Taco Bell, or we didn't get fast food a lot, and we didn't get a lot of snacks and stuff like that. But I don't remember like the way you brought up in our house, you should be eating this much protein, put color on your plate, eat veggies, keep certain things to a minimum. So that doesn't have a big impact on my brain. Now, whether it was there, I don't know, but it didn't stick. So I grew up always, always worrying and concerned about my weight, really. Not like my looks, that came later, but like, yeah, because I was a pretty active kid. I was a normal, thin baby toddler, little kid. And then as I started getting older, I started getting fatter. And that probably came from the fact that I knew I was not girly. Looking back, it's like, oh, lesbian. But navigating that, having pushed back to like really express myself the way that I wanted to, wearing what I wanted to wear and not getting to. I see a lot of it in Finn in terms of he eats when he's bored.
Mhm.
And I was a huge snacker when I would get bored. That made me feel good.
You use the word were. You still are
When I'm
a
bored,
snacker.
oh, I'm a snacker for sure. When I'm bored, I don't really think, what can I eat? It's more like, what can I go build or disassemble or anything but what we need, I should be doing. But yeah, so then the whole struggle with weight happened early, and it's still happening 40 years later. But
I think in my house, it was very different. My mom I'm sure that my mom worried herself about losing weight, but I think there was also pressure on her from my dad. He would call her fat. He would make comments about her being overweight.
a dick.
Yeah.
But also, I
And
feel like she had other bigger issues maybe to worry about, but I don't know.
well, I mean, he loved to just throw terms around that would put her down. Lazy, all those things. So, I don't remember her doing a lot of workout videos or a
Mhm.
lot of dieting. I remember us going on walks, but it would be kind of the same thing. We'd go for a walk every day for like a week, and then that would kind of fade out. And like I said, I don't remember her ever dieting. I don't remember her being focused on, oh, I need to eat low fat or I need to avoid this food or anything like that. And maybe it's because we didn't have a ton of money. We just kind of ate whatever was in the budget, whatever we could afford anyway. We didn't eat out a lot because, again, money. After my grandma died, we ate out every Friday because we always fed my grandpa for dinner. So on Fridays, he would take us out. It was like his way of repaying
Mm.
us doing the kindness for him.
See, now that you're talking, things are coming back in my household. I remember, I think my mom did almost every diet that was advertised,
Yeah.
probably on QVC. Like
Yeah.
you had Jenny Craig, which was huge in the 90s.
What was that? Atkins. That
Oh,
was
she tried. Yeah, I remember
early
she tried
2000s.
Atkins, and it was like basically you're eating meat and cheese, and like that's
Yeah, it was
it.
like no carbs.
No, and they didn't have really the products that they have now. Like they have
Mhm.
Atkins everything. It was you buy your own stuff,
Yeah. Which
but
my grandma, my mom's mom, she did Atkins and she lost
Mhm.
quite a bit of weight on
Oh,
it.
everybody did because
But
you
of
weren't eating
course,
carbs.
yeah, but of course it didn't stick
No.
because that's a really hard freaking way to eat.
Um.
Weight Watchers.
Oh, Weight Watchers. Okay, that's what I was. No, I did Weight Watchers
I did too.
with my mom.
I did it in college.
I did it before that. I did it at an age where I probably shouldn't have because
Mm.
looking back, it's like, holy shit. But my mom had success on it, and it basically glorified food journaling.
Mhm.
And you have your point system.
Well, and it's
and
accountability.
It's accountability because you have your weigh-ins and you build communities with other fat people who are
Mhm.
struggling. And I remember, I know my mom was coming from a good place in terms of trying to help, but it wasn't just about move more, eat less.
Yeah.
It was so much more on an emotional level for me that I was just eating my feelings. And I honestly needed to be in therapy, and that probably could have helped a
Yeah.
lot with it. But I was struggling with being gay. I was struggling with probably my dad traveling a lot because I remember it was like, oh, my dad's never home and whatever. And I don't know what else. We moved for a hot second and then moved back. And so, I mean, looking back, it's like, okay, yeah, that can be a lot for a kid.
Mhm.
But it was, let me try and help you the ways that I've tried, but also you're a grown up. I'm a child. Let's go outside and go for a walk. I don't remember doing that. It was very like, yeah, we can do this together, but it's like separate. With our family, we try and get all the kids together and go do things just outside. People have fun when they do exercise that's not exercise.
Mhm.
And I don't remember that. I had in school, I had a hard time making solid friendships and not, I mean, I didn't get a good solid group of friends until like maybe seventh or eighth grade. But even then, the pressure just goes up and up. The fact that when I got my braces in seventh grade, I thought to myself, oh, maybe I'll lose weight because I won't be able to eat things like I normally would because they're going to stick in my braces. And I can't technically, they're on like a no braces or no food list or whatever. Like seventh grade.
That's sad.
Yeah. Like looking
I
back, I'm just like, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't think I started having thoughts like that until I was later in high school. So I was on the dance team. I'd always been like kind of active, but I wasn't big into sports. So it's like I did volleyball for a year, I did track for a couple of
Mhm.
years, but I hated running. So I always did like the sprint kind of things, like short distances, or I really like doing like shot put and discus. Not that I was good at it, I just like doing it. And yeah, dance team was the other thing that I did. The girls that I was friends with, so it's my ex's sister,
Mhm.
who was a freshman and I was a senior, and then her friend. They were both very thin, skinny, tiny little things.
Mind you, for those who've never seen pictures of you from high school, you were super skinny
Yeah,
the whole time.
I was. But in comparison to them,
They must have looked completely anorexic because you
one
were,
of them literally, she kind of did,
I mean,
actually.
you were very skinny.
In fact, I think she might have almost been bulimic at one point. So, yeah, she was extremely thin,
Mhm.
especially her. My ex's sister, she wasn't as thin, she was curvier. But I just always considered myself to be bigger than them, and I felt bigger than them. That's also around the time, like, senior year is when I broke up with my ex, and so there was more attention and things like that from other guys who I
Mhm.
hadn't had before, and that's when I started trying out a little bit of makeup, and I'd wear slightly sexier shirts, I guess, or clothes or whatever, because I'd never had to worry about it because 'cause I've been
Mhm.
with the same dude, and all of a
Mhm.
sudden it's like you're a woman, you use your beauty to attract a man. So, of course, it was like, "Oh, well, now I'm on the market. I gotta put it back out there." And that's when in college, like I said, I did Weight Watchers because I started to gain a little bit, which is normal.
Mhm.
And I was always worried about like, I remember I had a friend who can't remember, she weighed it was like 180 or something, and she did wrestling, and I was like, "Oh, I don't ever wanna get to that weight." Like, now it's like, been there, done that several times, and then I'd get there, and then it's like, "Oh, this person's 200, I never wanna get to that weight," and
Yeah,
it's just like, there was always some number in my mind that I didn't wanna get there, or I wanted to get down to somewhere where I thought I needed to be.
which is interesting because people talk about how everybody's unique, no one's gonna be exactly like you, and yet the thoughts that we had collectively are all the same.
Yeah,
And this, like, underlying negative talk to ourselves starts sometimes it feels like from thin air.
yeah. Well, and even, like, thinking about that specifically, I did not look at my friend and think like, "Oh my god, she's so fat. Oh, she looks horrible." Anything like that. It was just like I knew that she was considered to be a curvier person or a chubbier person, and it was like, "Oh, I don't want to be like that." Even though, like, I thought she was perfectly fine just how she was. She was beautiful how she was. Obviously, I liked her for a
Mhm.
reason. It had nothing to do with what she looked like,
It's
but
weird, it's like personality takes
right, but
off,
that
and
stupid little voice in my head.
yeah, well, we're our meanest critics. I remember not so much in, like, elementary school or middle school, it was really high school is where the impact of my friends thinking they were fat really
Yeah,
took a toll on me, and it just got worse in college. In high school, I mean, high school's tough because it just is. But knowing 100% that I was gay and closeted was difficult, but also it's like, okay, now I have boobs,
mhm,
which makes me feel uncomfortable. My freshman year, I was my lowest weight, and I would say, quote, healthiest on the outside because I was playing sports. But I remember I still wasn't eating properly at all. It was just, I didn't have time to eat
yeah,
because I was too busy. So it was like, oh, grab McDonald's after a game on the way home, do my homework, shower, go to bed. I didn't have that snacking time. It was just, I was exhausted, but I was also active every single day doing sports. And then I quit sports after my sophomore year. And then that's, I think, where it really took off. Because sophomore year was, I mean, when I was battling depression, my sexuality, my friends were my best friend in high school. She was getting boyfriends left and right, but she always complained about her weight and how she looked. And she was tall and skinny and
mhm,
an athlete. And I'm like, the fuck? How can you say these things about yourself while I'm in the room?
yeah,
Because it's like, that was one of the first times I was just like, okay, if you view yourself this, who is in my eyes like perfect, what do you see when you see me? So that goes into the negative worthlessness and like, so that just fed
yeah,
heavily.
and I had those exact same thoughts
Hmm.
about other people, but then I would do the same thing to people around me who weighed more than me, and I'm over here like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so fat."
I don't think,
And it's not at all like the person saying it isn't looking at the other person and thinking that at all, but it's like,
no, and that's what people used to tell me. Oh, I'm not, no, I'm not talking, I'm not comparing myself. That's how I feel. It's like, no, but you have zero idea of like what that, I guess in a way, I was almost like diminishing their thoughts and feelings
mhm,
because it had nothing to do with me. But
yeah,
again, we were all collectively thinking the exact same thing because, like, we did like our bodies,
yeah,
but it's perspective. But that's like telling myself way back when, and like telling yourself way back when you were fat and you weren't.
yeah. Well, it's the same thing, like you said, look at pictures of me from high school. At the time, yes, I thought I didn't look skinny, like, I did weight training
Uh-huh.
Me and one of my best friends at the time did weight training because our boyfriends were doing weight training. So we took that class. At the end of the year, we all took a picture as a group. And I remember I think I wore like a sports bra and shorts, but I was so self-conscious about it because again, my friend was this teeny tiny little thing, big boobs, and I'm over here like I felt like a chunky monkey.
And you were probably super fit.
Right. Probably looking back at that, I'm probably like, dang girl. Like, yeah. And then same thing, you get like 20 pounds later, you look back, you're like, oh man, I was so skinny and I didn't even know it. And then 20 pounds later, oh man, even then I was
I mean, I remember in college wearing sweatshirts in the summer. And I remember
Mm,
my friends were like, why are you wearing that? Because I felt so uncomfortable
yeah.
in a t-shirt. And I was just constantly trying to hide myself. But that's why I think we're doing a good job with our kids in terms of maybe if someone had told me like you're beautiful or you're enough, your body is not your identity.
Yeah.
And maybe instead of trying to like make suggestions on how to change yourself, figuring out the whys behind it and like again, mental health. That's why it's unfortunately better late than never. So important.
Well, and that's
And in
why
our faces now.
when I have conversations with the kids, we have a rule in our house. We do not comment on people's bodies
Or they're eating.
or how much they're eating because some people are very sensitive about that, which I
Me.
don't blame you because your parents love to say, wow, that's a big piece of cake, Julie. So now I jokingly say, like, oh, do you want a Julie sized piece of cake or a small piece? Because I know I like my sweet. But yes, there's always comments, even comments about how skinny someone is,
Mhm.
because then people also are put in these stereotypes and feel some kind of way about things.
Yeah, it's not just about being fat.
But also things come up. Yeah, like we talk about putting food in our body that gives us the nutrients that we need, that make us feel good. We talk about moving our bodies so that we feel good. And yeah, it's good for our mental health. I had to have a conversation the other day with Grayson about he was talking about a friend that he had that got a girlfriend this year. And he basically made the comment that she wasn't a good girlfriend, and part of that reason is because she basically was a bigger girl. Mhm. Yeah. So,
What?
yeah, and he's a kid, he's learning, he's hearing things from his friends. There's no shame on him, but we did have a conversation about it.
God, social media.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just social media, it's his friends too, they make comments.
Yeah.
But we had the conversation that I told him, I'm like, "I am not a super tiny, skinny person. Do you think that means I don't deserve to be loved or have friends or treated with respect?" And of course, he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, that's exactly what you're doing to this other person." I'm like, "People deserve to be loved no matter what size their body is or what their body looks like. And it is not okay for you to judge her on that or make comments about her body. That shouldn't even be in the conversation." And I mean, of course, he was like, "Yeah, I know. I understand." So I'm trying to teach them, we are trying to teach them to respect everyone and not make everything so focused on what everyone looks like. Because they've, even at the age of 12, they've had their, even Finn this year, he's
Mhm.
just turned 6. And he, for a while, was wearing a swim shirt because I think he was feeling insecure about his body. I think someone had called him chubby or fat or something.
Mhm.
And he's a curvier kid. He looks just like my brother did when he was that age.
Mhm. He's
And
also 6.
yeah, he's little. And the 12-year-olds, they've had their insecurities about different things on their bodies already. And
Mhm.
it's just
Well, they're
crazy.
they're about to go into crappy stage of life because things are just getting. I mean, they were early bloomers anyways, but it's just like I just remember my mom saying like kids can be so mean. She was a teacher forever, and it's like yeah, kids are dicks,
Yeah.
and they say whatever the fuck they want.
hmm
And,
Well, and that's one thing. Liv this year had some anxiety. She went through a hair pulling phase and didn't have eyebrows for a little while. And I had the conversation with her like, look, You're beautiful however you look, but you need to know that kids are gonna make comments
Mhm.
about you not having eyebrows, and I think she did have 1 or 2 people at school say something. Luckily, it wasn't anything horrible, but yeah, life is hard, and people are always so obsessed with how you look.
Did you ever struggle with an eating disorder of any kind?
If I struggled with anything, it was eating too much.
Eating or feeling like
Yes.
fat cakes?
Yes. You know, I love my fat cakes. Although now I don't love fat cakes as much. I think I've gotten to the point where they taste too chemically.
And for
I'll
those,
still eat them sometimes, don't get me wrong. Yeah, there was a time
like,
the
did you ever
the year was 2018. When I had my gallbladder issues,
uh
right before that, I think I went through a phase where I was kinda depressed.
mhm.
And I was doing the in-home daycare at the time. I had gained a lot of weight because I think at that point, I had just kind of been like, "I don't care." I didn't have the energy at the time to care, and I got up to my heaviest weight ever.
Which was?
You want me to tell the world
Do
my
you
weight?
wanna
I'm
tell
a
the world? Are
lady.
we doing that? Do it.
I don't know.
It's just a number, it doesn't define you.
That's true.
You
I don't
don't have
know.
to.
I was
You don't have to. Don't. Not if you're not ready.
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
share mine.
Do you remember Okay, first of all, I was weighed 230 something, I think, was my highest. At that point, I didn't wanna weigh myself, so I don't even know exactly
Hmm.
what I got to. Do you remember for the first, maybe the first year you and I were together, you would not tell me how much you weighed?
I wouldn't tell anybody how much I weighed. I was so insecure about it. The fact that we're having this conversation right now, if you would have told me 20 years ago, you will be talking about your weight and freely and not giving a shit, I'd been like, "Oh shit, mama. No way." Because I was so I don't know if it was because I was admitting it to myself or one of those things you internalize forever. And I don't know. Your
I thought
therapist makes you say something and you're like, I don't want to. Like it
I
was
thought it was the weirdest thing, because
really?
I liked you for who you were.
Yeah, but I
I was
didn't.
attracted to you for who you were, and the fact that, the stupid number, it's like, even if you tell me you weigh 596 pounds, I still loved you for who you were.
I
I was
know.
attracted to who you were, as if the number was just gonna be, "Oh, that number
See ya.
the number's too much."
No, I never. I think I shared once with my best friend in high school, and that was it. And it was a tough. Like we always had these like really intense, deep conversations. And one time it was about weight, and she would tell me her weight, no problem. She's like, "How much do you weigh?" And I was like, "I'm not telling you that. Like I know." And for some reason, it was just such a secret number. I never knew how much my parents weighed or anything like that. It was
I
just
feel like
I was ashamed of
it's
it.
kind of like money, how people are, secretive and don't want people to know,
Probably,
how
yeah.
much they make. It's the same kind of thing around the number that we weigh.
Well,
If
but
and if we would all just share it, we would know,
yeah.
"Hey, these aren't, abnormal numbers."
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but it probably was something I just grew. That's what it was in our house. Like you don't talk about that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
my mom is probably ashamed of her weight.
Mhm.
And I mean, shit, she makes comments now, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's just normal to me. But now it's just like, fuck, it's just a number. Yeah, I'm not happy with it,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna let it like hold me back or define me because
Right.
there's a whole nother level now that I've transitioned and being trans. It's like it doesn't just magically go away, it just shifts. And I've heard this from other guys online who share their stories because your fat literally redistributes in your body.
Yeah.
So it goes to different areas, but you're still dealing with your dysphoria for your body and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother episode.
Body dysphoria.
Body dysphoria, yeah. Yeah, I remember in high school, and I don't take these things lightly, but jokingly, I always say I kind of dabbled in bulimia, and it's kind of crazy because like, I don't even think about it anymore, but I mean, it was probably for a good part of a year that I did it or tried it. I'm shocked the things that I did were not severely habit forming, but
Did your mom not know that you did it?
not during. I don't think she ever knew until I did that random blip of a YouTube channel. And I think I talked about it in that. If not, she's finding out now.
Surprise.
Whoops. Yeah, it got to the point where it was classic. eat whatever you wanted. And then I didn't even really need to be full. I just didn't want what I consumed in my body. And it got to the point where it was like, I remember eating sushi. Sushi's, I would consider fairly healthy if that's like primarily what you're eating, I guess. But it was like anything that would go in had to come back out. And it was,
It's like every meal
it was,
you were doing
it
this.
was easy.
I mean, that makes more sense why it's so easy for you to throw up. I have always hated throwing up with a passion, so
Mhm.
I was never bulimic because there was no way I was doing that.
What's crazy is that like, and I guess this is for people with any kind of addiction, they're not going to truly admit that they're something when they feel like it's not really that big of a deal or not really that serious. I don't remember. Well, for a little bit, I'd say like for a week, it was like, but what's crazy is that what started it is that we were in some sort of, it wasn't like a health class. It was more than that. It was when we learned about like STDs and went real big on all the health things. And we all had to do a report or a presentation on something. And someone did a report on bulimia.
And you were like,
And
hey,
in my
that's a great
brain,
idea.
I'm like, I need to lose weight. This can kill you, but let's give it a shot. Let's see. I can still eat what I want. And then you're not hungry after you
Yeah.
throw up because you just thrown up.
Did you lose weight?
Huh?
Mm.
Not a lot because I don't think I did it for, it says a better part of a year. I don't even think that's correct. I think it's probably more like 6 months, but it wasn't to the point where people were noticing.
Mhm.
I noticed. I'm like, oh yeah, this is easy. I can eat whatever the fuck I want, drink whatever I want, and then just barf it up and go on to the next things. But it was like kind of all I thought about.
I'm glad that you stopped doing
I know, me too. Because yeah, it is gross. And then you have to try and hide it and make sure nobody hears you and make sure you can get gum or brush your teeth. There's all these, just like any other addiction you have, you find ways to hide it and be normal, act normal,
that.
and
Yeah.
then try and slide it in there. But yeah, I mean, I think I recognized myself, but also I had not friends, but a friend who tried it, who did it. But I think the throwing up part was really took too long and like it
Mhm.
was difficult. Me, yeah. Apparently I'm just an easy peasy.
Yeah, you are. I've always been impressed with how easily.
So that was again sophomore, junior year ish around there. So like
Well, throwing up was not an option for me. Not eating was not an option for me 'cause I
no, that
like
shit is
eating.
hard. I don't understand how people are anorexic.
I like my food.
I know. That's why I was like, oh, that's a better option.
Right.
Sure. Lesser of two evils.
Okay, so let's get into what diets have we done together?
Well, I think I started with paleo. That was the first thing
Yeah,
I dabbled in.
we did paleo. We've done keto, which
Mhm.
keto I didn't mind when I did it because I did mine more of that. I tried to balance
Mm.
vegetables and stuff like that.
I my fallback and go to is always dirty keto, as they call it.
I didn't like to do quite dirty keto. I like to do more of a cleaner keto. But we did keto. We did that for quite a while.
That saw big time.
I felt good on keto.
Yeah, I had stomach problems, but
We did the juicing.
yeah,
That was stupid. That was
gross.
that was maybe the worst out of all of
I
it.
still can't look at beets and not want to gag.
I mean, you and I have been very up and down with eating healthy, not eating healthy, eating healthy.
Well, and when you got pregnant and had Grand Live, that's probably when I was at my biggest because I just kept on eating. And my heaviest was probably around that time, which was
Go ahead and give us your number.
it 275?
You still had boobs then.
Yeah.
Which, in all fairness, that was at least
Only
like 10
accounted for
pounds.
10 pounds. But yeah, looking at pictures, I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I look kind of like I was in a fat suit.
When I
Which
look,
makes me feel better now.
yeah, when I look back at pictures of my highest weight, I just look uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing is I just looked uncomfortable. I looked swollen. I looked puffy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't feel good. I just want to be in a weight where I feel good. I don't care what that number is.
I mean,
And so it's not about the number for me anymore.
yeah.
It's about doing the things that make me feel good.
Well, I mean, yeah, the number, everybody goes, based on that magic number on the scale. And it's good to have goals within the range.
Yeah.
But also, now that I'm in my 40s and I don't give a fuck because I don't like, hi, my name's Ryan. I weigh this much.
Mhm.
That number's just for me. So I'm not as concerned. It's how do I look and feel in clothes?
Yeah.
How am I sleeping? How's my mood? All of those things matter more. I actually have not weighed myself in quite a while. Well, like a couple weeks. Just because I'm like,
You were weighing yourself every day.
I
You
know.
haven't weighed yourself in weeks?
I'm too scared. Honestly.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to try like not going based on that number and come
Yeah.
back to it later. And right now I'm just like, because I hate feeling defeated by it.
So I weigh myself every Friday morning, and I just put it in my app and I go about my day. Also, I should add in, I had started to gain some weight back after having Violet, and I was feeling uncomfortable. And I finally went to my doctor. This is when GLP-1s started. And I basically was like, you know what? I'm turning 40. I am tired of doing the up and down, the diets, all the stuff. I just need something to help me move things along. I ended up doing Zepbound. I did that for about 2 years. For me, it was good. I lost quite a bit of weight. It wasn't, I didn't drop like 100 pounds or anything, but got to about where I am now. Feel more comfortable in my clothes, more in my body, helped with inflammation, and apparently helped with my thyroid as well because I have Graves' disease. I started seeing a functional medicine doctor because this is a whole nother episode. I have things like brain fog, headaches, all this stuff going on that could be my thyroid, could be perimenopause, could be what I'm eating. Yeah, could be all these things. So I've been working with functional medicine doctor to figure that out. I ended up going off of Zepbound because insurance wasn't covering it the same way anymore. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of paying it. Also, it just happened that around the same time I started having issues, digestive issues, and throwing up when I took it. So I decided to quit it. And unfortunately, because of the insurance thing, I didn't go off of it how you probably should, which is reducing slowly.
I think you can go cold turkey.
I was at the highest dose and I just jumped ship. And
You got hungry, huh?
yes. So with the functional medicine, I lost like 20 pounds, probably all inflammation and water and all of that. Went off the Zepbound, fucked up my thyroid. My thyroid is now out of whack and gained that 20 pounds back because I was like a bottomless pit. But things are starting to level out. I'm not feeling as bad. My hair was falling out, all this stuff.
Probably why tapering off was better. 'Cause, like,
Yes.
you go from hunger suppression to gates open.
Yes, exactly. So I feel okay now. We're slowly but surely we're trying to change our habits and not I think doing all of these stupid diets over the years, we've at least learned a lot
Oh yeah.
and we know how we need to eat. It's just changing those habits.
I mean, it's good because you figure out how your body responds to it. I can hands down say my body responded the best to eating paleo because I remember thinking, "Oh, I don't have stomach issues. I didn't have headaches.
Mhm.
I was hungry, but
For the record, that's what my functional medicine doctor has me eating
yeah."
is paleo. I'm also gluten free because I have an autoimmune disease. Just throwing that in there.
Anything else? Or can I continue?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Keto, I lost weight quickly, but again,
Mhm.
with such high fat content, I was having some adverse reactions in the gut. And that's just always been a thing for me.
You have a sensitive
I do.
digestive system.
Yes, I do. And if I have too much fat, wherever it's coming from, it makes me shit my brains out and I get bubble guts. And I truly don't think I had that when I was eating paleo. I just hate tracking stuff. But what I like that we do is, yes, we've dabbled in all these things,
Mhm.
but we've learned a lot. We've listened to how our bodies respond, and our bodies don't respond the same way on the same diets or eating ways of eating.
Well, and even the way that we move our bodies. We've
Mhm.
done CrossFit.
Ugh.
We did all the used to be beach body, now it's just body. Oh,
We've joined gyms.
yeah, we had gyms, we had trainers a couple of times. And I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? I know I'm not going to keep working out if I'm being pushed to the point of wanting to throw up. Every time I work out, I have to find what works for me. And for me,
Mhm.
like you love touching weights. Weights is your thing. Put a weight in your hand. You love it.
Mhm.
Me, I'm like, ugh, weights, gross. I would rather be doing Pilates,
Blech.
which burns
Get
the
outta
shit
here.
out of your muscles.
Pilates and yoga, I'm like, pass.
But what I would rather do is go outside and hike or something like that. I wanna
Oh, for sure.
work out to where I don't know that I'm working out,
You wanna
basically.
know one of the best workouts that I've done in my adult life?
What's that?
Disney World.
True that.
I'm not gonna lie. You're having fun, but you're also walking like 500 miles a day.
Seriously, we walked like 10 miles a day. And did I care at all? No. It's
No.
great. Also, would that be the most expensive diet in the world? Going to Disney World?
Yes.
Yes.
But again, having a little grace with yourself
Yeah.
is always the key. I've been on all the GLP-1s because I'm diabetic, type 2. And yes, it suppresses hunger. Yes, I've lost weight, but I don't have that. I haven't had those reactions from people that are like, oh my gosh, you've lost so much weight because it's been so gradual. But also, I've been transitioning the last 4 years.
Mm.
I don't know. I've had to be very, very patient with myself, which I'm proud of because the transition I don't have control over other than a weekly shot, but it's also changing my body in the slowest way possible. But I'm also working on losing weight and being healthier and building muscle. Always has been a daily thought in my mind, not all day, but every day.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's ever going to go away from me. I'm just not mean about it to myself like I used to be. It used to be like, why are you such a fat fuck? Like, seriously,
God.
like the internal dialogues, that's how you start hating yourself. Why are you like this? Why can't you be like this?
You don't
person?
talk to yourself like that
Why?
anymore.
I mean, even if I do, my other parts of my brain are like, shut the fuck up.
Good,
Like,
because your brain's lucky I didn't hear it.
yeah.
Kick its ass.
No, it's more like, why can't you summon the ability to be consistent and take control over your daily activity? Like I have kettlebells and weights, and I love using them. It's so hard to get started again. So hard because I'm busy with life, and it's so hard to take care of yourself. That's why I like watching dogs. It gives me an excuse to go out
Go
and
for
walk.
walks.
Yeah. Am I going to walk myself? No. But if I have a dog, they need exercise to be healthy.
Well, and that's, I think, also having kids, it puts you in check. I'm
Yes
telling
and
the kids,
no.
like, you shouldn't eat this all day. You shouldn't eat this all day. And then I'm over here in the corner eating all the same things. And it's like, you call yourself out, and those kids will call you out.
Or you hide it better.
Yeah, or you hide it better, which sometimes they
Honestly.
do that.
Yeah. And it's like, you want to make sure the kids aren't on their screen all the time. Go outside, play basketball, whatever. But then it's like, I don't want to go out there. It's too hot. I want to sit and do nothing because I've been go, go, go for the last 12 years.
Yeah.
So it's a hard balance. But I'd say the moral of the story is be kind to yourself.
Yes. All bodies are different. They come in all different shapes and sizes. I think over the years, the way we think about our bodies and losing weight has changed a lot. It went from, for me, it was you need to look a certain way for the purpose of pleasing other people. And you need to be a certain way. You need to be a certain size. And it's gotten to where it's, no, I want to feel good in my body. I want my body to be able to move, especially I know we're only in our 40s, but as we're getting older, approaching those ages, it's like I don't want to be to the point where I can't go on a hike or
Because you sneezed that morning and pulled your back out.
exactly. I want to be able to do things. I want to be able to run around with our grandkids someday, and I don't want to just sit here and let life slip away from me because I didn't do anything.
I don't want to just sit here all day, every day because it hurts my butt.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, between being in the car and just like vegging out and sitting at work, I'm like, my butt hurts.
I have a lot more pain when I'm not moving my body.
Yeah.
And putting good things in my body.
Okay, fine. Fuck. I'll start working out again. I don't want to have a dad bod forever.
All right. Moral of the story, however you look, you're beautiful. Be yourself. You don't need to take up less space in this world to be loved.
Ooh, that was deep.
Thank you.
That's good.
Drink your water,
Hydrate.
eat some fruits and veggies, get your protein in, and move your body somehow.
Uh-huh.
Anything else?
Nope. Anyways, good talk.
Follow the show.
Follow.
Give us a rating. We don't have very many ratings. We'd love for you guys to give us a little likey on there.
Download, tell your friends, suggestions, comments, whatever you want. Okay, bye.
Bye.